We'll keep searching through the darkest day for every soul that's lost or gone. We'll fight until the break of dawn. American justice stands so tall. We won't rest until we found you. For all the lost, both the near and far, you're in our hearts, you're who we are. Through the nights and through the pain, we will say your name again. Every step we take is true as we continue to search for you. American justice stands so tall. We won't rest until there is justice for all. For all the lost, both near and far, you're in our hearts. You're who we are. We will continue to pray until you're home to stay.
Hello, everybody. So, let me say a couple hellos real quick. Can you guys hear me? I hope so. Exactly, Marie. Know something, say something. Don't forget to hit the like and share. Thank you. Hello, Robin. Hey, Kelly. What happened on Daphne's? I was there, but I was in and out because I was trying to deal with her chat and do Charmaine's chat and get ready for tonight. So I was kind of in and out. Oh, yeah, where she deleted her. I felt bad when I heard that. I was like, I didn't even know that was possible when you had members that you could like delete all of them at once. I was like, oh my, that's not good. But hello. Hey, Robin. Hey, Nancy. How are you, dear? Marie. Lynn. I'll be right back. You need to go to the loot. Well, hurry back. I should have probably done that too, so I might have to take a break. We might have to have an intermission. I know, Jesse, long time no see. It's been forever. We're all room jumpers, right? So we're not going to do Jack and Lily tonight. I wanted to go over, I was thinking earlier, I was like, I wonder if there's like a list of unsolved like cases like by the state. So I did some research. So that's what we're going to go over tonight. We're going to go over what I seen, which is kind of cool. And then I've on another live, not tonight. Tonight we're going to go over Indiana cases, but there was one I found and you can like choose the state, and I don't know, it's kind of neat. We'll look at it tonight for just a minute. Yeah, I know. Our memberships. Oh, they changed amounts. Oh, I didn't know. I don't know anything about that. So hello, Squid Omelet. Thank you for stopping by. Hello, Kelly. Scotia. Squid Omelet. Which state? So tonight we're gonna go over some that are in Indiana. And then, like I said, I found another site that like is the whole United States. Like you can pick the state. I think you can pick the county. I'm not sure. We'll go over it and look at it. Daphne is always good. So let me add this to the stage. Let me take me off. So this is it's the Indiana State Police runs this one, and it's cold cases, and you can like click on the county, and it'll tell you. So there were just a couple that I randomly picked up, like clicked on, and so we'll go over the ones I clicked on, and then we'll go over some other ones, and then I'll show you the other page that I'm talking about that has like where you can pick the state and everything. So this is, let's see, maybe if there you go. Now you guys can see it. So this, I noticed he doesn't have a case number, like right here, which I thought was weird because almost all the other ones have a case number up there. So, this is Daniel Reeves, and I believe this is the date that he disappeared, which is 5/4/2008. He's 25, male, white, from Jefferson County, Indiana. Location of offense was Madison, Indiana, which, if you don't know where Madison is right on the border for Kentucky. So, like in Madison, you can at one part you go across the bridge and you're right in Kentucky. So it's right on the border. So the circumstances of his case is on May 3rd, 2008, 25-year-old Daniel Reeves of North Vernon was at his girlfriend's house on East Schaefer Road in Jefferson County. Sometime before midnight, as his girlfriend slept, he left the residence at approximately 4 a.m. on May 4th. His girlfriend received a text message from Daniel. She called him back, but did not get an answer. But he did not answer his phone. This was the last contact anybody had with Daniel Reeves. Approximately a week later, I can't talk. Approximately a week after Daniel's disappearance, a gold 1999 Chrysler Sebring was reported to Madison police as abandoned on Green Hills Drive in Madison. A check of the vehicle's registration indicated it was registered to Daniel Reeves, and through their investigation, they learned the vehicle had been at that location since approximately 11 p.m. May 3rd. The vehicle was processed by the Indiana State Police crime scene investigators. However, no clues as to Daniel's whereabouts were located. Family members and close friends told investigators Daniel had no mental problems and there had not been any animosity between Daniel and his parents or other family members that would cause him to want to leave without contacting anybody, and it is out of character for him to seclude himself. According to family members, Daniel attended Indiana University Southeast in New Albany in the fall semester of 2007. Daniel Reeves is a white male standing 5 foot 11 inches tall and weighing approximately 145 pounds. He has dark brown hair, light blue eyes, and at the time of his disappearance was clean shaven. Indiana State Police and Madison Police Department, along with other area law enforcement agencies, conducted an exhaustive investigation in the weeks following Daniel's disappearance, including ground searches in wooded areas close to where his car was located and throughout Clifty Falls State Park, but to no avail. Someone out there knows what happened to Daniel Reeves. I don't know. His picture drew me to this one. Like some of these, like I'll show you. Hold on. Let me just click a random county here. Oh. So like this one's from like 1983. Like some of them are like really old. I think there was one I want to say it was from like the 60s. But it's kind of a neat little website. I'll drop the link in the chat. But I mean, it's Indiana, so most of you guys probably won't care. But I did I'll share the other site tonight too and put the link in chat. And then after this is over, I'll put it in the description. And it's the one where you can like pick the state and everything. So let me go back up here. Let's see. So I said Indiana. Yep. Okay. So Squid said, just seeing the description now, and it clearly says Indiana. My bad. It's okay. I didn't know what to really name it, so I kind of suck at that. Hey Daphne. Hey you guys. Anyone want to spin the Timu? No, I do not want to spin the Timu wheel. We'll let Janie do that. Did you get your members thing figured out? Squid, you had me cracking up. I'm seriously dead from laughing so much. I must have missed something. Somebody gotta have sent me a link. I have to go rewatch Daphne's because, like I said earlier, I was in and out doing other stuff. She will figure it out. And he was outside shoveling snow on top of the thank you issues. Yeah, I seen the pictures Daphne shared. My car is like between the snow on top of the car and on the hood and on the trunk and then the snow on the ground. There's only like a couple feet of my car that can be seen. It's like, oh my gosh. Um, put a test message on your community page just to be sure. Yeah, I would definitely do that and be like, "Hey, sorry guys. I hit a wrong button." That sounds like something I'd do. I walked outside to let the dog out right after about a foot of snow fell in the door. Oh my gosh. I would be so mad. I went to let the dog out earlier and he walked outside, like not even out of the door all the way. He was like still between the screen door and the door jamb. And he just turned around, was like, "Nope, ain't doing it, woman," and come right back in. It's like, you've got to go outside. So I had to shove him outside and shut the door so he'd go. He's just a little chihuahua. Um, my members' prices kept changing for no reason. Now, do you set those? Because I have no idea on that. Yeah, I can't imagine a car. I can barely see my truck, right? And I have like a little bitty car. Like it's a Mirage. It's really tiny. So yeah, it's pretty covered. I'll have to try to go get a pic later for you. So let's see. We looked at Daniel Reeves. Let's see. So Nancy Lyons. See, this one has a case number. And all the other ones have case numbers that I've looked at. Like we'll look at more, and I'm sure we'll come across some that don't have a case number, but I just thought it was weird. There's no case number. I mean, even if it's just a case number for an abandoned vehicle or what, I mean, if the state police looked through the vehicle and searched it, then I would think that there would be a case number. I'm not understanding why there's not, but I'm sure there's a reason. Oh my God, your dog probably, he does. Yeah, he last winter when we had a bunch of snow like this, I was having trouble with him. So I just picked him up and I have 3 steps off my porch and I just kind of chucked him into the snow. Oh, he was mad at me for like a week. He would come in and just glare at me like, "You beach." Hey, Wolfie. Yes, you just set the price. Oh, I wonder why it kept changing. I don't know. YouTube's weird. They've been having a lot of glitches lately. Up on PEI, what's that? Squid. You'll have to tell me what PEI is. 2-year-old boy missing since 2015 from a campground. Let me write that name down. And I'll have to look into it. D. Orleans. Do you know what state he's from? Prince Edward Island. Okay. So, before we go any further, I need to make a correction. In the live I did on Devlin Tate, I said he had cystic fibrosis because I was having a brain fart. It's not cystic fibrosis, it's cerebral palsy. I did put that in a comment, but for those of you that didn't see the comment, I want to correct that. It was cerebral palsy. Oh my God, Squid, I can't imagine. It's really crazy. Literally tunnels to get out. Have people in this so mad. I know, right? Like they were showing like shelves and stuff completely like emptied, and I'm like, really, guys? You're not gonna be trapped for a month. Give it a week at most. Across the Northumberland Strait from Nova Scotia and New Brunswick, south of Newfoundland. Okay. Okay. So this is Nancy Lyons. Last seen 6/17 of 2002. She's 46, white, from Rush and Bartholomew County. The location of the offense, her vehicle was abandoned southeast corner of County Road 700 West at County Road 500 North, Rush County, Indiana. Victim's skeletal remains west side of County Road 1000, east between County Road 200 South and County Road 300 South in Bartholomew County. The circumstances during the late evening hours of June 17th, 2002, Nancy Lyons, red 1993 Nissan, bearing an Indiana registration plate of 39A Apple 8348, was discovered abandoned along County Road 700 West at County Road North in Rush County. The Rush County authorities discovered that the vehicle was running unoccupied, the trunk was open, and the vehicle had a flat left rear tire. Personal items belonging to Nancy Lyons were found in the vehicle. On October 2nd, 2002, human skeletal remains were discovered in a soybean field along County Road 1000, east of County Road 200 South and 300 South in Bartholomew County. These remains were later identified as belonging to the victim, Nancy Lyons. And I should have done this with the other one, and I didn't. Sorry about that. Anyone with information concerning any of these cases, please contact the Indiana State Police District Investigative Commander at 902 South Adams Street in Versailles, Indiana, 812-689-5000 or 1-800-566-6704. So her remains were found, 4 months after her disappearance? It makes me wonder if she was in the middle of changing her tire and somebody like just came up behind her or something. You know what I mean? So then this one, there's two. This is a couple. And we're gonna go through both of them. I'll read both of them. I don't care. So this is Darlene Anderson, last seen 10/21/2005. She was 57, white, and she's from LaGrange County, Indiana. The location of the offense was 6270 East 250 North, LaGrange, Indiana. On October 21st, 2005, the body of Darlene Anderson was found inside her residence. The cause of the death was blunt force trauma to the head and was ruled to be a homicide. Mrs. Anderson's husband, Terry Anderson, was found unalive in one of the outbuildings on the property. Items were found to be missing from the property, which makes me think probably like a robbery gone wrong. But I'm surprised they didn't put like what items were missing, because there's items were found to be missing from the property. So I wonder why they didn't put what the items were, like if it was jewelry, so people like pawn shops and stuff would know, or um I don't want to say cash because you can't trace that really, but I am kind of surprised that they didn't put what items were taken. Anyone with information concerning any of these cases, please contact the Indiana State Police District Investigative Commander at 5811 Ellison Road in Fort Wayne, Indiana, 260-432-8661 or 1-800-552-0976. So this is the wife, and then this is her husband, Terry, who was 60, male, from LaGrange, same address. On October 21st, 2005, the body of Terry Anderson was found in an outbuilding on his property. The cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head and was ruled to be a homicide. Mr. Anderson's wife was found inside the residence. Items were found to be missing from the property. So I wonder if this is like the person came up, he was maybe outside, I don't know, feeding chickens or something, he got hit in the head and then they went inside and did the same to his wife, maybe. So the numbers are the same. Anyone with information concerning this case, please contact the Indiana State Police District Investigative Commander at 5811 Ellison Road, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 260-432-8661, 800-552-0976. And again, this is Indiana State Police cold cases. I just selected a couple random counties, except for this one, because when I go visit my brother up in northern Indiana, I pass by, there's a cross on the side of the road, and then there's like a mini billboard, sort of, and it says, I forget, like if who killed Brian or something like that. I forget exactly now what it says, but I see it every time I go by, and I've always wondered because I didn't hear about it. This is several counties away from me, so I hadn't heard about it. But I remember passing that sign all the time, so when I seen this one, I instantly knew exactly where it was at. Um, so, um, Brian is 19, and he's from Owen County. The location of the offense was US 231, about 0.8 miles north of State Road 46 in Spencer, Indiana. On July 17th, 1996, at approximately 12:45 a.m., Brian Hamilton and Trevor Powell were northbound on US 231 in Haltom's Pontiac Trans Am. Halton and Powell had engaged in a rolling verbal altercation with an unknown motorist. Now, I know exactly where this is at. So, right before you get to this, his like little memorial thing, it's called Boston Scientific. It's one of their factories, and there are cameras all over the place. And in fact, I got pulled over there a couple months ago because I have a lead foot. But I wonder if any of it was caught on Boston Scientific's cameras. Halton stopped his vehicle in the northbound lane of US 231, which is really bad idea because that's right. It's like right in between two curves. And the unknown vehicle stopped behind him. According to Powell, Halton exited his vehicle and walked back to the unknown motorist. As he approached the driver's door of that vehicle, a shot was fired from the vehicle, striking Halton. Halton died as a result of that wound. Powell described the unknown vehicle as a small, dark red or maroon import type vehicle with a possible license plate prefix of 55. Powell stated after the shot was fired, the driver of the unknown vehicle turned the vehicle around and sped southbound on US 231. Anyone with information concerning this case, please contact the Indiana State Police District Investigative Commander, 1500 North Packing House Road, Suite 200 in Bloomington, Indiana, 812-332-4411 or 1-800-423-1286. But I'm glad I seen this because it doesn't, that little memorial thing, it like, I don't ever remember actually seeing his face. Of course, I'm driving by too, so I'm not paying a whole lot of attention. But he definitely a good looking young man there. Looks like he's getting ready to go to prom instead of a school picture. Let me see. I don't remember where I was at. Let me scan chat here real quick. Yeah, I have potty pads inside, and I tell you what, the best potty pad for a dog is you can get them. I think you can get them on Walmart.com. I used to be able to buy them at Walmart, but it's like the under pads like that they have at the hospital under people, and then you can just wash them. It's a whole lot better than spending money on the throwaway ones. Which I do have those too, but thank you, Wolfie. Hello. Robin. I will look it up. Idaho. Okay. Yay, Detective Tam. Thank you for coming in. They would refer to him as Steve French, Google name and Trailer Park Boys, if you aren't familiar. I am not. Hello, Belinda Believes. Thank you for coming in. But everyone, make sure they hit the thumbs up and please subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you. Thank you, Kelly. Okay. So the last one that I had, technically this was the first one that I had clicked on is Thomas. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name just because he's deceased and that would be really mean to screw up his name, and I don't want to screw it up. Is 73-year-old male from Dearborn, Indiana. The location of the offense was High Ridge Court near Lawrenceburg in Dearborn County. The circumstances. Detectives from the Indiana State Police for Sales District continue to investigate the Memorial Weekend 2018 unaliving that occurred on High Ridge Court near Lawrenceburg in Dearborn County. On May 28th, 2018, Thomas, age 73, was found deceased in his residence in the Hidden Valley subdivision. An autopsy later confirmed that he was the victim of a homicide. Information gathered during the investigation has led investigators to believe that more than one person was present at that residence when the crime occurred. A newer model electric or bright blue four-door or extended cab truck was seen in the area of the residence around the time of the crime. Anybody with any information concerning this case, you can contact the Indiana State Police District Investigative Commander at 902 South Adams Street in Versailles, Indiana, 812-689-5000, 1-800-566-6704. So, I want to show you guys, let me check on chat real quick. We had to because he was too heavy to walk on the snow. He'd just sink. Okay. So, like I said, I just kind of happened across this because I don't know why I thought about it, but I did. I was like, I wonder if there's like a website that I can go to that'll just like give me different cases. And so I stumbled across it. So I'm just going to pick a random county. Oh, that one takes you somewhere else. So it doesn't look like this one has any pictures. So this is Eugene Sefton. Location of the offense was Rush and Decatur County Line Road, a half-mile east of State Road 3 in Indiana. The circumstances were on 9/28/1974, Eugene Sefton was found deceased by a family member at his home located on the Rush-Decatur County Line Road, approximately a half-mile east of State Road 3. I have to say that is really sad when a family member comes across your body. That has to be hard. No forced entry was detected. However, it appears a struggle occurred inside the residence. Mr. Shefton's vehicle, a black vinyl over dark blue 1974 Chevrolet Chevelle, was missing from the residence. This vehicle was later located abandoned in a secluded area near Fort Wayne in Allen County, Indiana. That you would contact the district investigative commander in Pendleton, 765 778 2121 or 1 800 527 4752. So I just thought that was kind of neat that you can just click the county. So let me go over here and I will just change the name of the live so that it's not just Indiana. Maybe if it wants to work. Here we go. Okay, so I will drop the link for this page, and I will have to go back and put these links in the description after the live. Okay, so oh yeah, this is the one you had to scroll down. Okay, so I haven't really looked into all of these, so we're kind of just gonna go through it together. Okay, so Brittany Nicole Wallace Shank. Her disappearance on November 30th, 2018, Brittany Shank, 23, was last seen around 9 p.m. after crashing her vehicle into a ditch near Fawn River Road in Sturgis, Michigan. Earlier that night, she was last seen by family with an unknown male who is described as being 5'6" to 5'8" tall, in his early to mid 20s, short blonde hair, and a mutton chop sideburns. Shortly after crashing, Brittany Shank called 911 at a nearby residence. After connecting with 911, she fled and was last seen by another individual from a window. This is the last known location of Brittany Shank. Brittany was 5'1" and 110 pounds with hazel eyes and dark hair. She was last seen wearing blue jeans, a white tank top, green-colored coat, and no shoes. So this is basically kind of like Students. It's a cold case program that's through Michigan State. So it gives a little bit like how they got into it with, I think it's West Michigan University. Yeah. The Western Michigan University Cold Case Program with Michigan State Police student investigators dedicated hundreds of hours organizing the case file, digitalizing, totally said that wrong, and analyzing various aspects of the case file for detectives. During their case analysis, student investigators conducted extensive research ranging from indexing people of interest, timelines, and assisting detectives from the St. Joseph County Sheriff's Office in Michigan State Police. If you have any information regarding this case, please contact Detective Sergeant Jason Otten at 269-467-9045 at extension 227. And then it also gives his email. So that's another one that I came across. Where is my, there it is. So there was it this one? Mm-hmm. So there's also this one that I came across. Post the link for it. So this is the one I was saying, like you can, let's see, you can search, I guess, a name. You can search the state, case category, case status, victim ID, victim gender, the race. So what state do you guys want to look at? I know, right? I do have a lead foot. I really do. Well, the problem is it's not necessarily I have a lead foot. I drive a stick shift, and coming into that town by Cooks or Boston Scientific, Cook owns it, but it's like a big hill, so I'll put it in neutral and I'll just let it coast, and I have a tendency to go a little too fast. You guys have a state you want to look at here? Let's look. Well, I can't look at Nova Scotia. Let's look at, see what state would be close to Nova Scotia. Oh, it's alphabetized, you dumb dumb. Let's go look at New York. So it tells you if they're missing, if they're unalived. This one's an unidentified person. Let's click on that one. So Jane Doe number 7, Fire Island. Jane Doe. Jane Doe number 7, Fire Island. Jane Doe, the earliest recorded victim of the Long Island serial killer, finally has her name back. Meet Karen Vergata, I believe is how that's pronounced. Born sometime in 1962. So, if you know her name and you know the year that she was born, how do they not know like the exact date? She's a very pretty woman. So Karen and her parents had roots in Nassau County, Glen Head, New York, as a little town with a total area of 1.6 square miles. Glen Head was a quaint, ideal place for blue-collar families. As a kid, Karen went to St. Mary's Elementary School in Roslyn and later graduated from North Shore High School in Glen Head in 1979. At some point after high school, Karen moved down south to begin living in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. While it's unclear what Karen was doing down south, records indicate that she got into trouble as she got older. In September of 1983, at 21 years old, Karen was arrested in New Orleans on drug charges. Reports say she may have spent about a year in prison for this offense. 2 months later, in November of 1983, Karen was also indicted by a federal grand jury for selling diet pills in Connecticut with 5 other individuals. So this is like from the newspaper. They have like a clipping of it. I don't know if you guys want me to read that or not. But in June of 1987, she also had an undisclosed federal charge, but was dismissed in July of 1991. While that was going on in her life, Karen also became pregnant. She had her first son, Eric, in 1988. Tragedy surmounted in the late 1980s. While driving with her son, who was just a toddler then, Karen's car was struck by a truck. She was pregnant at the time, and it's thought that the accident contributed to her second son, Gary, being born with cerebral palsy. I didn't know that was possible. I'll have to look into that. I didn't even know that was possible. At the time, Karen was living on Ocean Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. Shortly after Eric was born in 1990, her family says she took off, in quotation marks, while struggling with using rugs. Before Karen would eventually be murdered in 1996, she was living on West 45th Street in Manhattan and believed to have been making money as a, you can see what it says there. I think YouTube would strike me for that one. Her last known contact with anyone was when she called her father, Dominic Vergata, on February 14th, 1996. She called to wish her dad a happy birthday. That is the exact date Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney says she disappeared. Police say that no missing person report was filed at the time of her disappearance, but that doesn't mean her absence wasn't felt. The murder and discovery of Fire Island Jane Doe 2 months after the birthday Valentine's Day call on April 20th, 1996, a woman's legs were found in a plastic bag on Fire Island's Blue Point Beach. The remains were given to the moniker Fire Island Jane Doe. And then they have another news clipping there. So then, almost exactly 15 years later, on April 11th, 2011, a woman's skull was found off Ocean Parkway while searching for other Gilligo Beach victims. The remains were given the moniker Jane Doe number 7. For some time, the two sets of remains from Fire Island and Ocean Parkway were assumed to belong to two different people, but it wasn't until genetic genealogy confirmed that they were connected back to the same victim. This means Karen Fagata is the earliest recorded Long Island serial killer victim. She was 34 years old. From their remains, they knew that Jane Doe was a white woman between the ages of 18 and 50. Well, that's an awful big gap. Like, they couldn't have narrowed that down just maybe a little bit. That's a big gap. With noticeable scars and evidence of surgery on her left ankle. We know this is evidence related to Karen's car accident in the late 1980s. Years go by and the Jane Doe murder investigation goes cold. While detectives were working to find leads on the killer, the Vergata family was still in the dark, believing their loved one was missing. In July of 2017, Karen's father, Dominic, filed a petition to have his daughter declared dead to obtain her unclaimed assets and kick up a missing persons investigation. He shared that the last time he heard from her was in 1996 and added that the two had regular contact over the phone. Her silence was uncharacteristic. Also in 2017, the 2017 legal filing, Dominic states that he spoke to multiple law enforcement agencies to try to report her missing, hired a PI to determine her whereabouts, and even spoke to several acquaintances. Hiring a PI was the right thing to do. Thanks to that decision, the contributed DNA samples given to law enforcement through the PI eventually led to Karen's positive identification. The Gilgo Beach Task Force makes progress. In August of 2022, around 6 months later, the new Gilgo Beach Task Force was launched. A DNA profile suitable for genealogical comparison was developed from the victim's remains. That summer, the FBI was able to identify the Jane Doe using genetic genealogy. Presumably, still they needed to be sure. In October of 2022, investigators tracked down a relative of Karen and took a buccal swab. Thanks to those cheek cells, investigators could positively identify the remains as belonging to Karen. But the good news needed to be kept secret. At Friday's press conference, Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tinney said investigators kept their breakthrough hidden from the public due to the ongoing investigation into Rex Humerman and the need to contact all of Karen's family members. In 2023, the years of answers. On August 4th, 2023, Suffolk County Police confirmed to the public that they've identified Jane Doe number 7, Fire Island Jane Doe, as Karen Vergata. Now her murder investigation is underway. So let's go back. Let me see. Let me look at chat real quick. You guys are being quiet. Missing indigenous people in Montana and the Dakotas. So let me refresh that. So let's see. Montana. So let's select Montana. And then Oh, I gotta create an account. Let's see. What missing? This is Nevaeh Kingbird. I do not know how to pronounce that county. Nevaeh Kingbird is an artistic young woman with big dreams. Her loved ones say she would never vanish and leave her friends and family behind. This is going to come out wrong, but she looks indigenous. Yes, the Highway of Tears. Yeah. I did a lot of research on that a long time ago. So Nevaeh was just a freshman in high school in the fall of 2021. Her mother, Teddy Wynn, says she wanted to go to college in Colorado when she graduated and was excited to travel as she got older. It doesn't, I don't see her age here anywhere. Maybe it'll give it to us here in a minute. Living in Bemidji, I do not know how to pronounce that word. Wasn't always easy. That word right there, I do not know for the slightest how to pronounce it. Nevaeh struggled with mental health issues, considering she was diagnosed bipolar. She was also having difficult few months before she vanished because she had lost 2 friends to self-deletion. I just put a lot of time and effort to protect her, Teddy told NBC News. I just wanted to hide her from the world. She's completely beautiful, and I was afraid for her because of how beautiful she is. In the overnight hours of October 22nd, 2021, Teddy rushed home because she identified that Nevaeh was slurring her words over the phone. When she gets to the house, Teddy is shocked to see so many teenagers in the house uninvited. She steps outside back to her truck to call the police. When the officers arrive to help Teddy get the teenagers out, Teddy notices that Nevaeh isn't with the group. People at the party say Nevaeh left out the back door with one of her cousins. Later that night, Nevaeh was seen at 2 different parties before rumors spread that she hit her head while jumping out of a window and ran off into the night. Detectives later found Nevaeh's phone at one of the homes in question. Yeah, that doesn't sound suspicious at all. Oh, she just jumped out the window and ran away, but left her phone and everything else. That doesn't make much sense to me. The police note that a large-scale search covering over 500 acres has included water and wetland areas, drone searches, canine searches, and ground searches. Unfortunately, all the efforts to date have not helped locate Nevaeh. Nevaeh is described as a Native American female with a light complexion, 5 foot 4 inches tall, and 120 pounds. She's got brown eyes, long dark colored hair with highlights, and a scar near her left eyebrow. She can speak, I'm not even going to try that out of respect, fluently. So her tribe language is how I'm going to put that. It is believed that Nevaeh was last seen wearing jeans, a white t-shirt, or tank top, and either a black zip up hooded sweatshirt or a red sweatshirt with a Chicago Bulls logo on the front. If you have any information that can lead to bring Nevaeh home, please contact the police department at 218-333-9111 or submit an anonymous tip at Crime Stoppers of Minnesota. Okay, so here it is, 19. So she went missing October 22nd, 2021. Age at incident, she was 15, female. Her birthday is August 26, 2006. She stood 5'4", 120 pounds. Her race was Native American, and she would currently be 19. She does not look 15 in this picture. You guys think she looks 15? I don't think so. So then if you go, all of them have where it's like the overview and then timeline and then sources. So that's kind of cool. And you can scroll through it. So it's got, says sources of information. Wonder if I click on it. Hey, it works. I still don't think she looks 15. I guess you guys are just not chatting because I don't see anything. So this is from Dateline. I'm not going to play it because I don't want to have to repeat myself that I'm under fair use 5 million times tonight. But I will drop this link in chat if you guys want to go watch it. Looks like it's, I don't know, 38 minutes or so long. So it even gives a transcript. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, this is kind of a neat, you can go to cold cases. Let's see. There are, this does cover all of America. I get it, but like this is Cameron Van Hughes, which we talked about the other day. Her killer just got found out, and he got 20 years, I think it was, if I remember correctly, in prison, which is kind of bullshit because she was killed at 19, I think it was, and then he went and lived on the run for like 33 years or something like that. And then he took a plea deal and only got like 20 years. I did one of the lives I did the other day. I covered her. Oh, they've got Kyron on here. Sure, everybody knows who Kyron is by now. If you don't, we'll read it. If you saw Kyron Horman, you would see a small boy with a huge smile, an oversized graphic t-shirt that nearly swallowed him, two goofy front teeth, and a pair of metal-framed glasses. Kyron was a second grader at Skyline Elementary School in Portland, Oregon. Kyron had relatively poor vision, unlike most second graders, but it didn't stop him from seeing and enjoying the world around him. If you peeked through Kyron's glasses, you'd see constant trips to aquariums, zoos, forests, and beaches. Kyron's tiny glass frames could give you a glimpse of equations from the advanced math placement he was placed into, or flashes of sign language which he had begun picking up. You would also be able to see a family and community that loved him very much, whether he was excelling in school, loving the natural world, or on the occupational trip to Disney World. Kyron saw the beauty of life and shared it with others through his enormous smile. Um, June 4th, 2010 was anything but a normal day for Kyron because that day he got to present his trifold science project about red tree frogs at his elementary school. He was especially excited to show his stepmom Terry his project. However, she could only see it if she and Kyron got to school several hours before school started, and she borrowed Kyron's dad's truck to bring Kyron's trifold home. So she did just that. There's him and that project. Yeah, I'll pull that up here in just a minute and see if we can find anything on it and see what it says. The science fair that Kyron would present his work at didn't start until 1 p.m., but Kyron and Terry arrived at Skyline Elementary with Kane's truck at 8 a.m. as planned. In fact, Kyron and Terry are seen in front of Kyron's exhibit at 8:15 a.m. by the PTA president, Gina Zimmerman. At 8:45 a.m., Terry watches Kyron walk towards his classroom before she leaves Skyline Elementary School with Kyron's science project. Strangely, a Skyline Elementary School student remembers seeing Kyron near the school's south entrance at 9 a.m. This is the last time that Kyron is seen alive by anyone. Skyline classes are in session at 10 a.m., but Kyron isn't in attendance, prompting his homeroom teacher, Christina Porter, to mark him as absent. After watching Kyron walk towards his classroom, Terry left Skyline Elementary without Kyron's science fair project, which was the purpose of borrowing Kane's car in the first place. I thought it was a truck. Didn't they just say it was a truck? Okay, anyway. And run errands between 10:10 a.m. and 11:39 a.m. These errands included going to 2 grocery stores and driving her daughter around in the truck to alleviate the pain of her daughter's ear infection until her medicine kicked in. How does driving around in a vehicle help an earache? I don't understand that one. At 11:39 a.m., Terry checks in at a 24-hour gym and works out until 12:40. So did she drop the daughter off? Or did you leave a sick kid in your car? Anyway, later Terry posts a picture taken early that morning of Kyron and his science fair project on Facebook at 1:21 p.m. At 3:30 p.m., Terry and Kane, Kyron's father, met the school bus and learned that Kyron has been absent from school all day. Why didn't the school call him? Which prompts Susan Hill, the school secretary, to call 911 to report Kyron missing. Police arrive on the scene 45 minutes later at 5:30 p.m. Portland Public School sends out a mass text to parents that reads, Kyron Horman did not arrive at home today. At 7:45 p.m., the county sheriff personally alerts the FBI of Kyron's disappearance, and between 8:09 p.m. and 10:45 p.m., search and rescue teams arrive and conduct a comprehensive search of Skyline Elementary School, including a tunnel near the school. The aftermath of Kyron's disappearance, the following day on June 5th, the search for Kyron continues. Staff and parents of children who were at Skyline the day before are told to come to a police briefing on Sunday, and the FBI and the National Guard have joined the search. The next day, June 6th, the FBI brings in a profiler. The community passes out Kyron's missing person flyer. The search for Kyron broadens, and Kyron's case is now being treated as an endangered child case. Between June 4th and the day Kyron went missing on June 13th, the search for Kyron continued and has expanded into outer territories of the area, including Save Island, a small island 6 miles away. However, on June 13th, Kyron's case transitions from a missing person case to a criminal investigation. In the following 2 weeks, standard search activities ensue. Billboards are donated and erected, rumors circulate about Kyron's body being found, and more flyers are released. An update in Kyron's case occurs on June 18th, 2010, when Terry undergoes a second polygraph between June 26th and July 1st. Kyron's family undergoes rather serious changes. During this week, 2 911 calls are made from the Horman residence. The first evening call reported a threat, and the second night call regarding a custody issue, and Kane takes his daughter and moves out of the home. 2 days later, Terry denies allegations of Kane moving out with his daughter. The county sheriff's office releases a statement that the Horman family is cooperating. Terry's name is not mentioned on this document, and media speak about a potential divorce between Terry and Kane. The following day, June 29th, a judge seals an order of protection against Terry, and 2 days later, Kane files for divorce, gaining full custody of his daughter. Terry is also only allowed to communicate with Kane's daughter via letters and is banned from Skyline Elementary. Terry's activities characterize the month of July 2010. A landscaper report to the word Gonen, maybe, that Terry attempted to hire him as a hitman. Terry moves out of Kane's house, and law enforcement applies pressure onto Terry's friends, even searching the house of Dee Dee Spencer, a friend of Terry's who was unaccounted for some time the day that Kyron went missing. During the month of August 2010, witnesses, Skyline administration, and staff, as well as family and friends, including Desiree, Kyron's mother, Tony Young, his stepfather, and Kane, testify in the county circuit court. An anonymous witness who attended the same gym as Terry on the day Kyron disappeared also testify. Searches for Kyron are still ongoing. Between August 2010 and 2016, 3 main themes of events that repeat. The first theme is the constant search for Kyron via law enforcement search teams and volunteers who explore new areas, revisit old areas, and exhaust their options. The second theme that emerges is the legal battles between Terry and Tony and Desiree, which circulate around the finalization of Kane and Terry's divorce status, calling out Terry's potential unstable and questionable character and suspicious tendencies. In addition to arguments over money, the last theme is the investigation changing direction. As numerous searches continue to be unsuccessful, law enforcement disbands the task force created for Kyron, narrowing their search area, and investigates individuals within the story. Kyron's search effort was the most extensive search in Oregon's history, with the assistance of over 1,300 residents of Oregon and surrounding states. Yet no one has been arrested or held responsible for the disappearance of Kyron Horman. Law enforcement officials have never named an official suspect. The search for Kyron is still ongoing, but as of May 30th, 2019, law enforcement narrowed its searches to less than 100 acres. Kyron's friends, family, and community recently held a vigil for Kyron on the 10th anniversary of his disappearance and honored him with a balloon release. Today, Kyron Horman would be in his 20s and has remained missing despite the $50,000 reward for information leading to an arrest and conviction of the individual responsible for his disappearance. Anyone with information about Kyron's disappearance is urged to contact the county sheriff's office by calling 503-823-3333. So let me go up here and let me RR. So there's two of them. I'm not sure why there's two, but he's so cute. Look at him. He's so cute. Okay. Yeah, that's who I have pulled up now. They say that at any one time we have at least 200 SKs on the loose worldwide. Yeah. And I don't know if the statistic is still the same or not, but at one point, forget what I was researching when I did it, but on average, people will come across at least, I think it was either one or three SKs in their life, like either pass them on the street or know them or whatever. It was kind of weird but that's been forever ago that I seen that, so that's probably changed by now. That's how you describe a child, not just he liked bugs, right? Come on now. He liked bugs. Well, was there a specific bug? Did he like butterflies more than he liked ants or something? I don't know. That bugs me. The way that they describe Jack and Lily, yeah. That bugs me. So I've never heard of this little cutie patootie before. So Dior J. Coons Jr. was last seen on July 10th, 2015, while camping with his parents, his great-grandfather, and his great-grandfather's friend at Timber Creek Campground, Lamai County, Idaho. According to his mother, Dior was left with his great-grandfather while his parents went to explore the area, and when they returned, Dior was gone. Extensive searches were conducted in the following weeks for any sign of Dior, but nothing was ever found. So he went missing July. He was 2, little boy with blonde hair. It looks like he's got brown eyes though. I don't see an eye color, but they look brown to me. His birthday was December 30th of 2012. He was 3 foot tall. His current age would be 13, and he weighed 28 pounds. I will have to look into his case and see if I can find anything else. Let me see. Let me go back. Come on. It doesn't want to work. Okay. Now it went. Oh, it didn't go too far. So let's see what this one says. Oh, you can't click on this. Oh, there you go. So this one doesn't really say anything. Huh. I wonder why there's two. Here, let me look up this NamUs number. MP 29726. Whatever. Let's go back. I'm not understanding why there's two. And of course, my computer doesn't want to work right now. Oh, come on. It doesn't want to work right now. Okay. Well, like I said, that was just kind of interesting that I had found this page. So I might I'll have to look into this little one, see what we can find, maybe do a couple lives on it. Again, I want to correct last night. I think it was last night. It was not cystic fibrosis. It was cerebral palsy with Devlin Tate. And we got Jack and Lily. So let me add image. Hold on a second, guys. I am grabbing a couple pictures real quick. So let me remove that. And let me shut off the ticker. There we go. So again, this is Devlin Tate. Last seen April 21st, 2025 in Lake Odessa, Michigan. Little cutie patootie there too, Rainy. And then we have, I can pull it up, that is. And we also have Jack and Lily, who went missing from their home in Lansdowne. Lily being 6 and Jack being, he's 5 now. He was 4 when he went missing. So that was all I wanted to go over, was show you guys this site. It looks like, and I don't know for sure, so don't quote me on this, but let me remove that, add that back to stage. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay, it doesn't want to work right now. Wait, anyway. It's got like little numbers here. And I think, I don't know for sure, I would think that that's like maybe how many are from that area. But like this one is, in California, it's 2,972. So I don't know. Like South Dakota and North Dakota, one is 33 and one is 64. I wonder if that's the number of cases. I don't know. It was kind of a neat website. Yeah, it doesn't want to work. So anyway, that's all for tonight, guys. I just wanted to show you that. And I wanted to correct for Devlin, because I did not mean to misspeak. You guys have a great night.
No amount of time will make us stray. We'll keep searching through the darkest day for every soul that's lost or gone. We'll fight until the break of dawn. American justice stands so tall. We won't rest until we found you. For all the lost, both the near and far, you're in our hearts. You're who we are. Through the nights and through the pain, we will say your name again. Every step we take is true as we continue to search for you. American justice stands so tall. We won't rest until there is justice for all. For all the lost, both the near and far, you're in our hearts. You're who we are. We will continue to pray until you're home to stay.